I'm in the garage, okay? And what I'm doing is I'm waiting for a guy who's out. You hear that? He's out in the neighborhood mowing lawns and using a leaf blower and a weed eater and making all this noise. And I'm just waiting for him to be done and leave. God bless him, okay? But leave, all right? And once he leaves, then we can get started with this. That's what I've been waiting for. That's what we've all been waiting for. So, and then we'll get started.
So, and then we'll get started. All right. The guy finally left, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. We are everybody. Capital L, capital I, capital B, capital E. Jumping, jumping, hopping, screaming, prancing, and dancing about through the neighborhood.
Or just here in the garage, which is what we've been waiting for, so we can do this unboxing. Finally, ready to do this thing. So let's talk about this, okay? And I will crack open my can of Waterloo lemon lime seltzer water because I'm a sober man. I quit drinking back in 2006. I love that sound. And here's to another unboxing video. Cheers. Okay. I'm calling this the Chibson that nobody wants. And it came from AliExpress. You probably already figured that out just based on how it looks. Now, this is not the yellow tape that you see so often from AliExpress, but actually I've got something here. Let me show you something. This right here is the yellow tape from AliExpress. So they both came from China. I'm going to do a different unboxing on this guitar. This is one of 3 Ace Frehley's that I'm going to throw together in one video after I do this one. But you can see how it's taped all the way around the packages on both boxes. And there's Chinese letters or characters on here, and it came from AliExpress. And according to this sticker right here, it moved through Los Angeles and then was shipped out here to where I live in Ohio. And anyway, I'm calling this the Chibson that nobody wants because I ordered this a while ago, sometime last month, a number of weeks ago, and I think they had something like 36 of these in stock initially, and then I checked today and they sold one more than what they had sold in all of that time, which was only 3. And one of those was this one. So in the last month, and not including all of the other time that the listing was there before I happened upon it and ordered this guitar, so there's whatever that amount of time is, plus the extra month since I ordered this guitar, and they've only sold 4 guitars in that whole time out of what I seem to remember was a total of 36 guitars. That's a guess at this point. So, you know, this is 2024, and, you know, I'm an old geezer. I'm 60 years old, and I remember commentary back in the 1980s, back when we were just beginning to start to understand the idea of a personal computer in the home. And even back then, this is 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago. And people were saying, well, information is traveling faster now than it ever has before. And that's what technology does, is it closes spaces between information at a faster rate of time as time goes more deeply into the future. Heavy, I know. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it's 2024, and these guitars, people are not buying them. And I think the reason why they're not buying them, quite frankly, is because the photography in the listing does not showcase the guitar in a particularly attractive manner. Someone just laid it out and took a picture and said, here's the guitar. Do you want it? Here's what you do. Here's the price. Which was actually just under $200 bucks. This guitar was about $195 with, I don't know, with the 20 or 30 shipping. I don't really recall what I paid for it. But it was inexpensive. And I'll show you the pictures, or you already seen them. It depends on how this video gets edited in post-production. But when you see those pictures, you can see how they're just kind of average, everyday. Nothing remarkable about them. And let's take a look at that, okay? What does the word remarkable mean? It means something worth making a remark over. And the only thing remarkable about these pictures is that they are unremarkable. That it just doesn't look, you know, particularly compelling or special. I was attracted to the price, thinking that this would be a good guitar to actually take the screwdrivers to and open it up and look at the inside. Because like I said, I'm a 60-year-old goon, an old geezer, and I spent my life in show business, doing plays and musicals and background work for movies and television and so forth. And, you know, I accomplished some things, which is irrelevant to this video. But the point is that I was busy acting and singing and dancing and doing all this other stuff in show business and was not putting my attention on guitars. So guitars have always been a hobby to me. And so I never learned, you know, the inner workings of how to hook up the pickups to the pots. I mean, I know about that, but I haven't learned it. And that's why I got this particular guitar, because I thought this would be, it's a Chibson, you know, and you watch these videos all over YouTube and people are saying it's a great mod guitar, it's great to upgrade and change the pickups out and blah, 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 blah. And sometimes you buy a Chibson, and because I bought other ones, and it's a nice piece of wood. It's a nice instrument, and I'm not always necessarily wanting to open that up and tinker around with it because, and people will say, they'll say, well, it's a Chibson, so if you make a mistake or you mess up or something, it's not a $6,000 or $7,000 Gibson where you say, oh no, what have I done? I messed up my Gibson. This is only a Chibson, so if I make a mistake, who cares? Who cares? So with that in mind, I went ahead and got this thing, and I may not want to open it up, but I'm going to be true to this and say, this is the guitar that I'm going to take the pickups out of and take a look around and see if the wires are color-coded and see which of the tone and volume pots they go to and how it's wired in together, because I'm really curious about it. I'd like to learn how to do that. I see people like Scar My Guitar, you know, and he just goes right in. He knows exactly what he's doing. He just opens it up and he can tell this, that, and the other thing, and he has all this great knowledge, and I want that knowledge, you know, for two reasons. Number one, there's a practicality to it, right? Because you wouldn't have to necessarily take it to a luthier. And the other thing is insane curiosity, just total insane curiosity to learn how to do it as a hobby, right? It's a hobby. We pursue things as hobbyists, whatever that may be. And for me, it's the guitar. So, enough said. Enough said. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. I'll put this over here. For any of you knife guys out there, this is a buck knife, a genuine buck knife. And in fact, this is the 50-year buck knife. And I bought this in 2014, so this is 2024. So we've had buck knives now for 60 years. And this is a limited edition 50-year anniversary. It has an emblem on there. This over here. Definitely from AliExpress. And you can feel in the top of this styrofoam coffin, you can feel most of the way where to put the knife. So let me just come right here. Yep, there it is. See that? And let me do the same here. Very nice, very smooth. That is the reliability of a good buck knife. And then one more, right about here. Okay. If I can get a hold of it. All right. Now, by the way, before we go any further, this is a Black Beauty guitar. As you have already seen in the pictures, if I've shown them, we find out in post-production. But this is a Black Beauty, and Black Beauties are known for having that third pickup. That's part of what made it identifiable as a Black Beauty. But I did a little bit of research, and it wasn't just the 3 pickups. It was the idea of a bold, strong, impressionable fashion statement from Les Paul. He said he wanted it to be unabashed, which means not holding anything back. He wanted it to be something eloquent and beautiful and maybe even a bit obnoxious with the emphasis on glossy black finish. Now this is what you're going to see here with this is a 2 pickup configuration instead of the 3, and I'm going to show you something here as I open this up. So let me go ahead and take this off, get this out of the way. Oh, okay. Only an Allen wrench and no guitar cable. I don't need another guitar cable, but I feel surprised. I thought there was going to at least be a cheap guitar cable. Maybe they just forgot to do that. I'll put this over here. And go ahead and see if I can open up this. This is one of those guitar stands. If I can get it to open up. Okay, we'll just put this here and do the unveiling. Yeah, I know. I don't need another guitar. I know. Says Les Paul Custom. Very interesting. It looks like a mother of pearl copy. It doesn't look like actual mother of pearl. Not that I'm an expert, because I'm not. Okay, that's it. And I have to admit, it's very beautiful. There's an exactness to the placement of the toggle switch. Nice. These are slow and precise. These are ball-in frets, my friends. Ball-in frets. And here's something interesting about this. Let me put this in here now. Here's something interesting. You see it looks kind of yellow. I don't know if that's supposed to represent something that's been aged over time and it's yellow, or if it's meant to be gold to mimic the color of the hardware here. But you've got that yellowing effect all the way around the top, and that's a triple binding right there in here. It actually looks pretty nice, to tell you the truth. And a plastic nut. But here's the thing. You see how this is white on top, and in those pictures, which you've either already seen or are going to see, it's white along the top of the fretboard here, and I thought it was going to be white along the side as well. And here's the thing. You've got yellow. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's yellow on the side. Yellow or gold. Yellow or gold along the side here like that. And so I'm just happy with that. It looks better here in person than it does in those pictures. Very definitely. And they only showed up to about here in the advertisement. And I had assumed, because it's AliExpress and because it's a Les Paul copy, I call them all Les Pauls. You know, if it's that body design, that's a Les Paul. You know what I mean? It just may not be a Gibson or an Epiphone Les Paul. It's still a Les Paul. It's a copy. However you want to call it. Okay? But this has Gibson at the top. Actually, that logo looks a little high. I thought it would be a little further lower down. Let me show you. let's bring this in here. See that? That seems a little high. I thought perhaps it would be just a little lower than that. And then you've got the diagram in the middle, which doesn't bother me any. Some people say, oh, it's not exactly the same. It may not be. I'm not an expert. Here you can see Les Paul Custom, and it has the 2 screws, which real Les Pauls have, instead of the 3 screws, which some of them have. And then these tuners are gold, as you can see. And you come down, and that's where I'm talking about. It's white along the front, and then yellow or gold along the side. And I wondered about that. I wasn't exactly sure, and I went to the internet and went and looked at pictures. And I have to say, you know, from what I saw online, this guitar looks very, very similar to an actual Gibson Les Paul Custom, which a number of guitarists have played. I started compiling a list, doing some research, who plays Les Paul Customs, and part of that was Ace Frehley and Peter Frampton, and Jimmy Page at one point had one of these, and it's just a very nice looking, handsome guitar. I told you I may not want to open this thing up after I saw how nice it is, but that's what I bought it for, to open it up, take a look, and try to start learning how to do the modifications so that I could eventually actually become my own guitar tech. Not as a profession, not to become a luthier, but just to get into that hobby a little bit more, learn about guitars, because, I mean, we're guitar guys. You know, we enjoy them. How many of us say, I don't need another guitar? I didn't need this one, but I got it, and I'm glad I did. And by the way, it says Grover on the back here, but we all know those aren't real Grover tuners. I don't think Grovers would be that loose. Yeah, there's a little bit of play with that. Those might have to be changed out at some point. I need to learn how to do that too. So this is the guitar that I would like to learn how to do modifications on, and see what happens from there. Because everyone says, you know, I put in new pickups, I put in new pots down here, and a new toggle switch, and a new nut, and new tuners, and inevitably say it plays like a dream, right? So that's what I'd like to do with this. I want this to be a what people call a workhorse guitar. And so I'm psyched, man. I'm psyched. That's it. This is the new unboxing of the Chibson Les Paul Custom. And it's looking really, really nice, my friends. And I'm going to plug this in with its factory strings and just see how it sounds. The way this house is set up, I can't go in there and just plug in and put the camera on and do it. But what I am able to do is to make an audio recording and put up pictures as a slideshow or something to that, so you could at least hear the guitar that way. So anyway, thanks for spending this time with me, and I wish you all the best as a guitarist. What's that? Thought I saw a little imperfection. I don't see an imperfection, but doesn't matter. Looks good to me. Anyway, I wish you all the best, and God bless you. And even if you don't believe in God, I still want to say God bless you. It's in my heart. I wear this cross for a reason, because I believe in Jesus. So enough said on that. And That's it. So until next time.